So we've talked about it a lot this week. This week marking 9 years since the Pulse nightclub shooting. The city of Orlando inviting survivors and families of victims to tour the nightclub before it's officially torn down for that permanent memorial. Between tomorrow and Saturday, city guides will take small groups through the building. They will have emotional support resources available there on site. According to the city, about 100 people have expressed interest in those tours. And Janie Lacy is here with us this morning. She is a relationship trauma expert with Life Counseling Solutions. So, Jamie, good to be with you. Thanks for being here, first of all.
Thank you for having me.
This is unique. We don't see this a lot. What would you advise someone if they're looking at doing this? Obviously, 100 people have said, we will do this.
Well, it is unique because not everyone has this opportunity, but it gets very complex when you look at especially Pulse survivors when they go back to the scene. So we look at three things. We're going to look at the individual. Everyone's journey on healing is very different, and some people may need to have this exposure therapy to have closure, where there's others where it can actually be re-traumatizing. But then we also look at the timing, like where everyone is at a different place in a healing journey, and healing doesn't have a timetable, so that's what's going to matter. And then the last thing we look at is their preparation. Like, how are they preparing to go to the actual site? And then aftercare will matter as well. So it really depends on the individual, but collectively there can be some benefits. Some benefits can be they can reclaim their power, and they can really have some one step of closure. This is not closure in and of itself, because healing is a journey, but that could be one step that they can reclaim their power, they can change a narrative for themselves, and then they can start processing it in a different way. But we have to be very careful, because it also can be re-traumatizing for many individuals. People can think they're prepared to go into that situation, but you're not necessarily going to know how you're going to respond until you're actually there. So having the right support, having trauma-informed therapists available for the individuals to process after will matter.
Yeah, and we know some people have probably said, you know, we're not interested in doing this. And you mentioned the trauma, because some might get there and they think they're okay with it. And once they get there, they may be overcome with emotions, which I'm sure is a big reason why they have counselors there just in case.
And having the counselors there who are trauma-informed, who can intervene real time, can be very, very helpful. But most people, when they're doing what we call exposure therapy, it can be extremely intense, re-traumatizing, but then also if they're processing it in the moment, moving through it, it can also really be powerful in their healing journey.
Yeah, and in many cases, once they go through here, maybe this is, and then that building's gone, which for them, as some will, that'll be a painful mark, and others, it might bring them more closure.
It can bring them closure, and they can create new meaning. So by going back to the site, their last memories was one step in their process, but now they can create new meaning, they can reclaim their power, they can process very different, and they can honor their loved ones. If there were friends or family or people that they knew that did not make it to the other side, they can honor their memory by this experience.
It is going to be emotional for sure. Janie, thanks for joining us today. And again, those start tomorrow. They will run through the weekend, Amy. We'll have full coverage of that with live reports tomorrow as well.
All right. Thank you so much, and good to see Janie this morning. Well, calling all